I was so shocked today. Who would have thought that when I arrived home, you'd be there, Mabel? And you brought your husband along, too? Oh. When did you even get married in the first place? I never heard anything about your marriage or a wedding from anyone. I didn't want you to find out, so I made sure not to tell you about it. Yet on the same day that I was coming home, you decided to show up as well. Today was really not my day, was it? I actually ended up getting fired from my job, and things were getting really tight for me. So I decided to come back home to try and get a couple grand from Mom and Dad. But instead I came home to you, Mabel, who's finally gotten remarried after 10 years. I understand that you're having a really bad day, but to me, this is the best day ever. You were fired from yet another job? I have heard a little from Mom about you, and it sounds like you really can't keep a job, can you? I really wonder why that is. But I can already tell that unlike me, your husband is a real keeper. To think that the second man you married would be working at that huge company. Oh, I am so jealous of you for having a husband with a great income. Don't you dare touch him, Jackie. If you do a thing to him, I will not let you get away with it. Ooh, how scary. You don't have to be so frightening, all right? I haven't forgotten about your criminal record, all right? Do you understand? The fact that you and I had to run into each other today was just a terrible coincidence. I have no plans of getting back together with you as a sister, so don't bother with me anymore. If you understand that point as well, then don't you ever talk to me again.
Hey, Mabel, I've just been thinking about this, but how about you and your little sister begin to make up?
What?
Well, it's just that yesterday was my first time meeting her, and she seems like a really good kid. You were always telling me about how you cut ties to her after high school, so I was left wondering what she had done that was so bad. And well, okay, yesterday I found out that she's not some sort of a schoolyard bully or anything, but a rather attractive little lady. It's a bit sad that you'd waste the opportunity of having a cute little sister like that by cutting ties to her.
I thought I remember telling you the reasons why I cut ties to her, right? Back in high school, that little jerk went and stole her own sister's boyfriend from her.
But that was all the way back in high school, right? Back in those days, there wasn't anything deep between couples anyway. How about you just be a little more open to that fact and move on?
Why should the one who had to be hurt and made the victim be the one to forgive what happened in their past? That jerk was intentional about hurting me when she stole my boyfriend. Ever since elementary school, I had a crush on that guy, and by the time high school came around, I had finally started dating him. But then she came up from behind and stabbed me in the back, knowing dang well that I was deeply in love with him.
I get that that's bad, but you're both adults now, right? Just wash away all your past and return to being close sisters again, all right? Right now, you're just making yourself look bad. Like you're the sour-faced older sister who is jealous of her younger and better-looking sister.
Huh?
Now, you're a bit narrow-minded, Mabel. You're really going to hold something against such a cute and petite little girl all your life. If she was that same way back in high school, then well, there's no helping your ex from taking his eyes off you for her. No matter how old a man gets, he will always fall victim to those cute girls. You can't blame those girls either, because it's just natural that the man will be attracted to them. So would you please stop bullying your sister by cutting ties to her all the time?
You only met her once today for a few minutes, and you're already hopping on her side? Which is strange, because up until now, you've never made a comment about what happened back then.
Because what you've done to her is so heartbreaking. Men do not like to watch cute little girls being hurt.
You actually feel bad for her?
Well, she said she was fired from her job, right? I'm sure the reason for that was because she's so good-looking that everyone in the office was jealous of her. They probably all started to force her to make mistakes, and that led to her boss firing her in the end, right? All she's done is be so freaking cute, and now she's had to endure her sister cutting ties to her and her company firing her for it. I'm sorry, but nobody can just watch her struggle with that and not want to help her out.
Please don't start falling for those kinds of lame excuses. The reason she was fired is completely opposite of what you're thinking right now.
What? the complete opposite.
She wasn't being forced to make any mistakes. She was the one going around and making others screw up. Then when her higher-ups finally found out about that, they started to prepare her termination. This has been happening with her for a long time now, where she'll be fired from one company for that reason, join another company, and then not too long after be fired from there for the exact same reason.
What? You're joking, right?
She thinks that just because she's cute, she can do whatever she wants, anywhere she wants. That's why for the longest time now, she's always used that as her reasoning for making everyone else do her work for her. And I'll tell you that all her coworkers were not a fan of that. That's why they would always end up leaking what she was doing to their bosses and get her fired not too long after.
What? No. No, I'm not going to believe any of that. There's no reason such a cute little girl would do that. I don't care how cute your little sister is. You cannot start getting that jealous of her.
Excuse me?
I get that you're upset with her and hold a lot of things against her, but you can't just start telling lies about her because of that. I believe what Jackie has told me.
You really seem to be getting close to her, which is unimaginable considering you only saw her for 2 minutes. Don't start telling me that you're falling in love with a woman like her now, right?
I would never fall in love with her, but, it's just that, I'm her brother-in-law, so I'm just a bit worried about her. I was an only child all my life, and I was always wishing for a younger sister.
I never knew you had that kind of a wish. First time I'm hearing of it.
There's also this. Jackie just happens to have something about her. Not only is she really cute, but something about her makes me want to protect her. Also, she's had to go through so much trouble all her life, just because she's so freaking cute. That's why you and I need to understand that a little and give her a break.
I don't want to understand the reasons for why she stole my boyfriend from me back in high school. Not even a little. I will never forgive her for what she did to me. I understand you wanting to have a place in all this as my husband, but you should stay out of this mess. I'm so sorry, Mabel. I have gone and done it again. What? I've gone and stolen Cedric from you this time. I'm going to take that very successful office man from you now. Excuse me? And Cedric was so easy to win over. I was thinking that because of his line of work and how high he's gotten in that company, he'd be really hard to sway. But the moment I started to show just a hint of interest in him, he collapsed right into my arms. There's no way this could just happen so easily for me again. I suppose I haven't changed a bit from the heart-stopping little cutie from back in high school. Wait a second. Did you really lay a hand on Cedric now? A month ago, we all ran into one another at Mom and Dad's house, right? After that had happened, I invited him out to eat, and he came right to me. And then, right after we had that dinner and a couple of dates, I became pregnant with his baby. Huh? I never thought things would happen this quickly for me. That must mean he and I were always meant to be, right? You're joking about getting pregnant, right? Are you really saying something like that right now? I would never lie about something so beautiful. But of course, someone like you probably doesn't want to believe any of it, right? Once again, your little sister has stolen your man. Hey, how are you feeling right now? How does it feel having your husband taken from you this time? I'm not here to play games with you anymore, Jackie. The fact that you got away with it once was already humiliating for me, but now you've done it again. And this just happened after years of knowing just how much I've hated you to the point I've cut ties to you. Yet you've come back again and stolen my husband this time. Honestly, what kind of frickin' nerve do you have? What? What do you mean, what kind of nerve do I have? My nerves are normal. I just wanted something of yours, so I went and took it. I'm sorry that it was just so easy for me to take your husband from you this time. Being as cute as I am really is such a useful life hack. Huh? By the way, I said this back in high school, Men are all weak towards cute women. I had all the men from my grade and those above mine flocking around me every single day. So you can just shut up and let me have all your men, all right? It's a waste of time crying and getting all upset about something that's going to always be happening in this world. I knew that I'd have to start getting pissed off again with you. Oh, no. Just be honest and tell me how much of a sore loser you really are. Not my fault that you're not as cute as me. Huh? I hope this baby in my belly is just as cute as Cedric and I are. I'm sure they will be, though. Oh, I just can't wait to see what they look like, though. Oh, here's another thing. Now that I have Cedric's baby, you need to hurry up and get that divorce from him pronto. That's kind of why I started texting you today. You want me to divorce him now? Yep. Because Cedric and I are becoming a real family over here now, so we have no time to waste waiting for you. Cedric has to start getting ready to be a dad, so we can't have you getting in our way. This baby isn't going to wait, and I need my brother-in-law to become my husband. I'm single now, though. What? So please, be my guest and get married to him. I have nothing to do with him, so I won't say anything at all. Huh? What are you going on about right now? You and Cedric are married, right? So what's this about you saying that you're single now? I am not married to Cedric right now. To put it all into correct terms, I was just about to marry him. We were both planning on handing in the marriage papers on our anniversary, so we hadn't actually done anything yet. What? Is that right? Did you not hear anything about this from Cedric or Mom? We had planned on handing in the papers this spring, but went and held off doing so. We've both been busy with things like our job and transfers and all that. Hence why we haven't done anything at the courthouse. And, well, after some time had gone by, we realized we still hadn't done anything. So we decided it would be best to just wait for our anniversary to come around and go to the courthouse then. It would be really romantic for us and make us feel even closer to one another. I never heard about any of that. So wait, then this means you and Cedric are still engaged? Were, but we've now broken up and are nothing to one another. Just ex-boyfriend and ex-girlfriend now. What? Not only did you both not hand in the papers yet, but you've broken up now? That's right. Just a week ago, all that went down. Seeing Cedric falling head over heels for you really made me think twice about him. At the time, we were only just engaged to one another still, yet he was going on and on and on about how you and I should stop fighting and make up. It was getting so annoying to the point where I couldn't even handle being around him anymore. So after a few weeks of that, I said I didn't want to live with him anymore and that we were through. So then, Cedric was fine with all of that as well? I thought it was a little strange that he didn't try and get me to stay and was totally okay with us breaking up. But I guess that was around the same time he'd begun seeing you outside the house, right? So he didn't say a single thing when I told him we were through, and that was the end of us. What the heck? I never knew that you became single again. How lame. I was all excited about telling you how I'd gone and taken another one of your men from you, but there was no point to all of it. I was so looking forward to you breaking down and crying again over it. Well, that's too bad, you jackass. I don't love that man anymore, so none of this bothers me a single bit. Oh, is that so? Well, at least in my case, things are still golden. So who cares about you now? I'll be able to marry him right away now, and there will be no settlement. I'm going to go talk with Cedric right now and get this marriage going. Hold on a second. What was that about no settlement? What? You just said that you're not married to Cedric or anything, right? You never went and legally married him, so you were just boyfriend and girlfriend, right? So what I ended up doing with him was not cheating. He was never married to you, so you can't get any kind of money from us. You may have a really cute face and all, but that head of yours is filled with nothing but air. Or could it just be all that makeup and concealer in there clogging things up for you? Huh? Yes, we were not married to one another, but he and I were engaged at the time and had made plans for a wedding and such. Everything was set up for us, so he and I were very much on the verge of being married. And during a time like that, you went in and played with him a bit, therefore giving me enough of a chance at getting a settlement from you that I'm taking it. Even if it wasn't legal, there was a lot of money already put into things like the wedding and housing that I can still get a lawyer and take you to court. Are you for real? Had you just waited to hear from me that we'd broken up before going after him, things would have been all right for you. But you just came to me bragging about how you're carrying his baby and everything, giving me some very good evidence. There's no other way to describe you other than a brainless buffoon. And when it comes to being pregnant, you usually don't find that out until a few weeks have passed, right? 3 or 4 weeks to be exact. It was only a week ago that he and I broke up, so that pretty much seals your fate alongside his. Thank you so much again for telling me about that living evidence that you have sitting in your belly. No way! Now I'll make sure that in a little while, I get as much money from you both as I can. I have to get to talking with my lawyer now, so I'll be seeing you.
You're a real bitch for wanting to get this settlement from us now. Look, I get that I made a mistake by cheating on you before we broke up, but inside that belly of Jackie's is my baby. From here on, her and I are going to have a household together, and things are going to cost a lot of money. You were a complete bitch for getting a settlement from us right before that's supposed to happen.
If I'm a bitch for doing this, then I wonder what word would describe the both of you. Not only has it been done once, but twice now by that completely off-putting little jerk. And you helped make that happen, right before the both of us were supposed to get married and everything. From my point of view, the only word that can be used to describe you both is something I can't be typing right now.
I told you that we messed up, all right? But you can't stop what is destined to happen, right? You should be able to forgive us for this.
Huh?
You're not a high schooler anymore. You're old enough now to understand what love truly is. So please don't start ruining our lives over something that can't be controlled.
And that's why, as an adult who very much understands things like love, I have to stay calm and get this settlement from you. If I were my high school self still, something like this could not happen. I wouldn't be able to keep this kind of composure, and that might land me in jail at some point.
I'm not talking about that, though. Would you please stop bullying us already? Can't you see that really soon here I'll become your brother-in-law after marrying your sister? I get that you and I broke up, but we're still going to be a family, so don't get that upset with us.
Whoever said I was going to become your family? I've already had ties pretty well cut to Jackie all this time, and considering you're going to marry her now, I'm cutting ties to you too. I don't want you to be my family.
You really think it's okay to say something so heartless? If you keep that attitude up, I'm not going to let Jackie show you her baby once she's given birth to it. I don't care if by that point you start to plead that you're the aunt. I will not let you see any of us.
I don't want to meet that baby, let alone see any pictures of it. To me, anything and anyone that has to do with Jackie is nothing to me.
Jesus Christ. You have no right saying something like that about your own little sister's baby. There's no way a kind human being could say things like that.
Honestly, you really are amazing, Cedric. That baby isn't even yours, yet you still sit there acting like you're going to be its blood-related father? I respect that. The fact that you care so much about another man's child like that, I never thought that you, Cedric, were so caring about other men's children.
Wait a sec. What do you mean other men's children? Right now Jackie is pregnant with my baby.
Oh? Could this mean that you're not all that caring for other men's kids, but rather you're still not aware of what's going on there? And I was just starting to respect you a little for that. I'll take that respect back and just call you a brainless loser instead.
Answer my damn question. What the hell does all of that mean?
How about you go and ask that cute Jackie of yours? That way things will be explained a lot faster. Why do you, of all people, know about this baby's real father? I haven't told anyone about this. I haven't even gone and told Mom and Dad about any of this, so how do you know the truth? I know you were trying your best to hide everything from everyone, but you left some very open holes. Even Mom and Dad were able to tell that you were lying to everyone, which is a bit of a shocker considering those two. What? After you went back home from Mom and Dad's house, Mom sent me a text. She told me that she saw in your bag a pregnancy test kit that had already been used. If you want to hide the truth, don't bring something like that over to Mom and Dad's house. You also went over to their house that day to get some money from them, right? You asked them both to lend you some money because you've been jobless for a few months and needed to pay off some debt. You started to cry in front of Dad, asking him for around $5,000, right? But Mom noticed something very interesting about the amount you wanted. A lot of the hospitals in this region have a surcharge of $5,000 to have you give birth in their hospital. That's just a simple coincidence, right? And that thing Mom thought was a pregnancy test was probably just something completely different. Recently, Mom has really started to show her age, right? And that's why Mom got in touch with me about it. She thought something was up with you, so she asked me to look into things a little. So I went and gave the company that fired you most recently a call and asked about what had happened. What? Because Mom was able to remember the company you'd been working for so well, looking things up was a piece of cake. And after getting in touch with them, they told me the exact reason for why they had to fire you. It had nothing to do with you being hated by any coworkers or due to you making tons of mistakes. You were fired for having a fight in the office. You'd been going out with one of your coworkers' boyfriends, and when they found out, you both got into a cat fight down in the office's lobby. And during that fight, you told your coworker not to hit your belly as there was an important little baby in there. Actually, from what the person on the phone said, you screamed that so loudly that most of the building heard. No freaking way! You found out about all of that? I didn't have to find anything out, really. The person on the other end of the phone went on and on about what happened that day. When I told them about how you had always been a pain in my ass back in high school, they felt for me and started to tell me all the horrible things you did there. No! But thank goodness Cedric was so open to taking on another man's child before it's even been born. It's not good at all! When he found out it's not his baby, he told me he didn't want to get married anymore. Even though he was saying how in love he was with me, he's going to abandon me now? Oh no. This is all because of you saying those unnecessary things to him. I'm going to make you responsible for all of this. If he's not going to become the father of this child anymore, then I'm going to make you take his place and pay child support for this baby. Don't be such a dumbass. This all happened because you are a little bitch and deserve it. If you want someone to take care of that baby, then how about you do it yourself? I'm not helping you with squat. Why are you being so harsh now? You had to just keep your mouth quiet and none of this would have happened to me. Your cute little sister is on the verge of becoming a single mother now. And not only that, but a single mother who's never been married. All you have to do is help me out a little here. Don't worry about that, Jackie. You have that cute little face that all men fall for, so I'm sure you'll find some man to take you in. And it's not like your baby is being hurt by any of this, right? So to make sure things stay that way, you step up and take responsibility for all the crap you've done to yourself. And just after all that, Jackie and Cedric broke up. From there, Jackie started to beg my parents to let her live with them so that she could have her baby in peace. But that's when they both told her that they couldn't be bothered with her anymore. And that's when both my mom and dad said to her that they wouldn't be helping out this time with either the baby or her financial situation. Jackie then went and started to call all the men she'd been playing around with before, but not a single one of them wanted anything to do with her. So as of right now, Jackie's had to move herself into a really small and cheap apartment, preparing herself for when the baby inevitably comes out. When things come to Cedric after the breakup, he went back to his parents' house. But after having already heard about what happened that led to him and I breaking up before our marriage, they were furious. So the moment he got onto the front steps of their house, his mother came out the front door with a golf club telling him to not take another step forward before saying he needed to get off their property. A little while after all that took place, Jackie gave birth to her baby. She then went and took the baby with her to where Cedric had been working and told him to look at the cute little thing that the both of them worked so hard to make. Because of this, a lot of his coworkers and higher-ups started to realize what had gone down, and rumors began to grow. Not too long after that, things really began to change for Cedric in the workplace as well. And who knows what'll happen next to him when he can no longer take the rumors and cold shoulders anymore.